another thing I'd praise this tournament for. I know me and David were both big fans of VAR in its early days. The referees and VAR, by and large, have been very good at this tournament. There was one decision, and I don't remember which one it was now. A few rounds back that I thought was crazy.
Was it us against Benfica? Was it the Gusto one where it's like, I don't even know if he touched his arm. You know, the penalty they scored.
Yeah, maybe in that. I think there was a red card as well that I was like, how has that not been given? And there was a penalty that was there was a penalty that was given for an accidental hit with an elbow that I thought was wrong. But outside of that, I thought it's been really good. Like that,
I did like the speed. I did like the speed though. It was very quick today. They come to the decision very quick. They sent him
very quick. Yeah, gets over and done with. I like them speaking out loud so you know what's going on. But I can't believe he gave that penalty in real time. It was a shambles here. Andrew Barnes, how are you, mate?
I'm good. How are you, Terry?
I'm good. Every time I say your names, I do think of the Karate Kid 3. If you've not watched Karate Kid 3, you won't get it. But if you watch Cobra Kai, you can get it as well, because Andrew Barnes made an appearance, I think, in season 4. So
I haven't watched it. No.
Okay, but anyway, talk to me about Chelsea, Andrew.
So, firstly, because Andrew just mentioned the referee, big up the referees, because like in this game, first of all, he let like lots of the things just play. He didn't card anyone so easily. Second is you have to give it up to the fact that he called. So they showed it from the referee's view, the cam. When he saw Chaloba's arm move, that's why he gave it. He thought that he moved his arm to the ball, but it was moved because of the ball. And that's when he saw that, he realized his mistake and he reversed it. And that's not what happens in the Premier League. So I'm like, I'm really happy because of that. Now to talk about the players, it's just so beautiful to see a Chelsea striker take a shot from outside the box confidently. Like I was so happy to see that. Like it was such a good goal. Both the goals were really good, like really authoritative goals. And then you saw Jackson feel the pressure as soon as he came. And I don't know if you saw how Palmer lost it with him. Palmer kicked the post and he was like, what are you doing? And he kept behind his ear even after. And then Jackson was like, sorry. But yeah, he felt the pressure a lot. And I think these guys, it's going to be good for Chelsea because these guys are going to have to step up their game if they want to play. It's not a given. Like Jackson doesn't start. He has to prove in training and game after game, and his behavior has to change. So I was really happy about that. And the midfield, I think this midfield is a good midfield. Palmer was on and off. He had some moments where he could have scored, like the Jackson pass. There was moments where he turned the defender twice, but then he didn't know where to pass because there was nobody running in. So I think that it was overall a good game. I if you had to ask me with the type of games that we had, I didn't think that we'd make it this far. But like Andrew said, at this point, I don't care who we get in the final because of the fact that if it's an attacking team, I think Chelsea will do well against an attacking team. It's the low blocks that we've always had a problem with. So if it's PSG, like Hussam said, if it's PSG, they're going to be attacking. I think that we today with the type of Dilap and Pedro, we have your Neto on the wing, you have that kind of counter-attacking side. So I believe that we can do that. So if it's either one of these teams, I don't care because either way, it's going to be a difficult game. It's going to be a challenging game. But at the end of it, we're in a final. If he wins this, he would win more trophies than Arteta, which are actual trophies and not like some charity shield or community shield. So I am really, really happy. And yeah, that's about it, Terry.
I hear you on that, mate. Jem, a little blast from the past here. How are you, mate?
Feeling amazing, Terry. Absolutely amazing. How are you, bro?
I'm very, very well, mate. I'm very well.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Listen, firstly, up the Chelsea. That's what I will say. Up the Chelsea. Onto another final, should I say. Obviously, coming up against harder competition, for sure. Secondly, Joao Pedro. My God, have we been starved? Absolutely starved when it comes to watching my striker slip over when he tries to shoot. Yeah, he can't generate that kind of power. You know, he even done it in this game. If you saw it, I can't remember who played the ball into the box to him and he tried to shoot and he just fell over. I've never seen someone slip so much in my life than Nicolas Jackson. he just can't stay on his feet when he shoots. But Joao Pedro, let me tell you something now. The way that guy can strike a ball, especially that second goal for me where he cut inside, the way he strike that ball, that clean, that's something Chelsea Football Club have missed for a long time. Just someone that can actually just put their foot through a ball, and in them moments, just take the chances. Like, I thought it was a very mature performance there. I don't think we created tons. We had good chances, but the chances that we created, the difference with us from what I saw, especially since that Joao Pedro's come in, is that now when we have these moments, we're actually taking our chances. It's still early doors. Obviously, we've got the Premier League and whatever come around the corner, and it is the Club World Cup. And listen, people want to moan about Chelsea and their run up to this point. Well, it's not our fault. Inter Milan and Man City got knocked out by Al Hilal and Fluminense. Like, generally, it's just what can we do about that? We can only play what's in front of us, but we do have some bigger challenges ahead. And the final, obviously, either PSG and Real Madrid will really tell us where we are as a team, because I think the one thing, Terry, that I've seen in these last sort of couple months up to this point is more of a matureness to our game now. We don't tend to concede as many goals. The instructions very clear. They all understand what they're doing better. And I'm just seeing more matureness across the pitch, how to deal with certain situations at certain points. And I think, they're still very young. Obviously, I think our average age is today was 24 up against Fluminense, their average age was 32, by the way, today, which is absolutely bad. So, the youth pulled through and the energy at the end obviously did as well. But obviously bigger challenges ahead in the final.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, bigger challenges ahead, but it's good to feel good about your club. And I think that listening to Chelsea fans online, even the guys that were sort of, I'm protesting the owners, I hate this sort of sporting directors, the last 5-6 games of the Prem, the final of the Conference League, this tournament seems to be winning a few more hearts and minds.
Yeah, and also, Terry, they don't seem like that they're buying random players anymore. It feels like they're trying to fix the mistakes of the last transfer window. Like, they're trying to fill those gaps, and they knew that Jackson is not cutting it. They're trying to so that's why they brought Dilap. We have Nkunku. Like, I think somebody said it. I think Hussam said this. These guys are definitely levels above Nkunku and Jackson. And Jackson, he slips a lot. Like, the first action that he came on the pitch was the guy touched him or pulled him and they immediately went to the ground. So for me, it's these guys are the owners or the sporting directors have finally figured it out. For now, it looks like they're still buying sensibly. They're trying to fill those gaps. We're not overspending because we already spent a lot in the past. So I really like this direction.
Until they get me a competent goalkeeper, I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah. So the goalkeeper is still the problem. And somebody mentioned in the super chats about the 80 million pounds that we're going to get. I'm like, okay, finally we can buy those hotels back, I think.
This here says Pedro and Dilap as striker options is quality. Wicked Brew says Chelsea since March, the March international break, 15 wins, 4 draws, 3 defeats, plus 25 goal difference, 10 clean sheets. Yeah, look, Chelsea have been a much better team.
All this while Palmer not playing at his best, by the way.
Very true.
Well, I don't think
and with a dodgy goalkeeper.
I'll be honest with you, from the outside looking in, thank God that these guys have Bowley and shit as the owner. If they got Abramovich for this summer, well, we would all be fucked for next season.
That's where you're wrong.
Thank God.
I disagree.
Bowley would spend like Abramovich. Bowley would spend like Abramovich.
No, I'm not talking about spend I'm talking about spend on
No,
Abramovich would literally go get Osimhen and Joker as blah blah blah.
Yeah, no, but the one thing I want to say,
we're done, brother.
Bowley wanted Ronaldo, Sam. Remember that? Bowley wanted Ronaldo.
Yeah, but that was at the start where he had he just was unaware of what he's actually doing. So
no, but the one thing I want to say is that how Arsenal keep wanting to have this trophy that they beat Real Madrid and they came second 3 times in a row. We should just get a trophy for having Sanchez in goal and winning these many games, or just coming out of all of these games, because Sanchez he just really does some stuff that like frustrates you. And I agree with you, Andrew. Like we really need another, and we have like Petrovic is a good goalkeeper. I don't know why we're letting him go.
I think we have to. I want to big up.
Imagine after all this, Sanchez like does something dumb in the final. And
Yeah,
you
no,
lose.
he's banned. I
Well,
just
don't say that, Hussam. Don't say that like that. Like that's Nasser.
Oh, I
bro.
will
Don't say
definitely
that.
say that because the last
That
thing
is
I want
Nasser. That is Nasser, bro. That is Nasser. Like you can't Nasser like
I
do
think
the.
an unsung hero really of this run when he's coming, he's been tossing in defence. I've really liked how he's just come. He's coming from the cold sometimes, and he's been very calm and influenced. I thought him and Chalobah were extremely comfortable today, but I thought he's been very good in this running.
Even Gusto today, who's not been.
Yeah, Gusto wasn't his bozo self.
Well, Gusto against Palmares, but that confidence came from the previous game. Against Palmares, Gusto was like amazing. Like he was everywhere doing. And today he almost got like a worldie goal. Like his goal also would have been crazy. He just missed it.
I love midfield.
I just think giving this team time is all it needs. Just give it a bit of time.
Let it marinate.
Everyone just wants to. I want to win tomorrow. Go sign a 30-year-old. And it's just like, no, this is not how football works anymore. You cannot just go and get three of the best players in the world and be better tomorrow. That's not how it works.
And potentially you've got.
That's literally how it works. You see what you just said? That's literally how it works. Literally.
It does actually
No,
work.
it isn't. It's not.
It kind of does work like that.
No.
David, simple question, because I have to go in a minute. I'll ask you a simple question before I go. So, it's not just buy the best player and you will get better. So, Liverpool sign Isak and Rodrigo and Mark Gahey heading into next season. Is it fair to say that we are capable of winning like multiple competitions and then retain the Premier League and win the Champions League?
Yes, but Hussam, if you didn't do all the groundwork before, then it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah, they don't need to, David, because they've already got.
This is my point.
My groundwork is I'm a Premier League champion. What groundwork, Habibi?
No, are you thick or something? You are aware the reason you're Premier League champions last
I'm not
year.
thick. You're missing the point. If Chelsea went out tomorrow, there is nothing that you or any Chelsea fan that will say that to convince me. If Chelsea went out tomorrow and signed Victor Osimhen, you immediately become title challengers next season and serious ones. End of discussion. Anyway, appreciate you guys.
Hussam,
and bad luck in the final. See you guys.
Cool, whatever, bye. Anyway, my point is that, and what Hussam seems to fail to realize is that if you don't build a foundation, and this is what I keep talking about when you build a foundation. If you don't build a foundation in your squad, you can go sign loads of 30-year-olds, but eventually it's all going to fall apart. And that's what Abramovich was doing. Abramovich was just going, oh, well, I've won loads of trophies. Now I'm just going to add these players. And eventually, when you keep just adding, I'm just going to add this one. I'm just going to add this one. I'm just going to add this one. You're going to look back and go, I've lost everything that I've built.
The transfer strategy,
there is large parts of truth in what you're saying because Man United in the last 12 years have bought a lot of top players and spent a lot of money, but we were adding it to without a foundation. It's like buying an amazing brand new TV, best wallpaper on your walls. You've got no foundation in your house. The house is going to move, walls are going to crack, and I think a lot of people ignore that element of things. And I will always give credit to yourself, David, Jem, and Winter Surfer that's been here a long time. Even when you guys were winning the Champions League, you were the Chelsea fans saying, I love that we've won it. But you were saying, but we are papering over cracks. There's still problems at the club. And I think some people, again, it goes back to the argument, trophies are all that matter. Kind of, but you can't keep at that. The problem is a trophy can sometimes paper over the cracks of what's going on. Yeah. And if you ignore the problems, at some point that sinkhole will eat everything. Colwell, Delap, Esteval, and Gittins, more to come. That's also true. Gittins is joining. Loads more to come for this Chelsea team. Kudos to Hussam. He said Joao Pedro was very good.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah. Jimmy here says, first time I'll give the sporting directors credit. They spent big, but even when they signed 3 or 4 players, if they aren't good enough, they all immediately got replaced. This is very true. You've carried on going. Yeah. Probably because Gusto is not playing in midfield. That's probably why I think it's better. Yeah, that does help. It does help him not playing in midfield. Very, very true. Look, boys.